Welcome. This isn't your average movie podcast. We go where no man has gone before.
You know what I'm craving? A little perspective.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Well, say something, goddammit! You're on television! You're live to the whole world!
Join us as we review movies new and old. You're tuned into Lupo's Cinema Symposium.
Welcome back, everybody. That's no moon. It's Lupo's Cinema Symposium. Thanks for joining us once again. As always, I'm joined by my co-hosts Jimmy and Rob. How you doing, guys?
Great. I've been gripping recently.
Jose Canseco bet? Tell me, you didn't pay money for this.
2 for 1.
And in keeping with the spirit of the 4 Ninja Turtles, we have a fourth person today, our very special guest, Brian. Brian, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Dude, that's crazy. I didn't even think about it that way. It's like we're the Ninja Turtles. I think at the end we have to decide which Ninja Turtles we
Stay
are.
tuned at the end when we
Lupo.
all think of which Ninja Turtles quiz are. All right, so obviously no secret, the cat's already out of the bag. We watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990. Jim, why don't you take us away?
It's a movie about turtles, and it's in the 90s, and it's live action, and I think
Have you seen this before?
No, I have not. I've seen like the cartoon in the 2000s.
Yeah, that's what I grew up on. I'm sure we all kind of probably grew up with
the 2003.
Still peak Turtles.
Did any of you really watch I know the old one is like what all those like the generation right above us, they're like obsessed with that the cartoon, but from the 80s, I guess.
Oh, the one, the original cartoon from
'86. Yeah. Did anybody really watch that? I don't think I've seen a single episode of that show.
I had we would rent VHS tapes of it, I think, when I was really young. But it obviously, the 2003 one is the one I identify with the most. And these movies.
Me too.
I started, my cousin introduced me to the 86 one because he had all the VHSs, but I grew up on 03 and the 90s movies. They were my go-tos.
Yeah, me too.
And Brian, do you want to maybe walk us through the comic origins of the Ninja Turtles, if you know any of it?
So, back in 84, Laird had an idea to do a parody based off Frank Miller's Punisher or Daredevil.
Yep.
Origins. And then when he lost the chance to do the Punisher comics. So he ended up, got his college roommate and they decided to do the Ninja Turtles. The original comics are so much darker. They all wore red, by the way. And basically it was just based off of anything Daredevil did, like Daredevil focused in Hell's Kitchen, they did all of New York. Daredevil fought the hand, so they fought the foot. But even though it started off as a parody, it spun off into... It was very low-key for a long time, and it wasn't until the toys started being made, and they made the 86 cartoon 2 years after it aired, or the comics came out. That's when they decided to be a lot more jokey and more kid-friendly.
Yeah.
So I know that, because the two creators,
Eastman and Laird.
Yeah, they had a lot of control over these movies, specifically the '90s movies. I know, especially this first one, the one we watched. But I heard something about they didn't really get along. I think was Laird the one, he kind of wanted it more grounded, kind of like in its origins, and the other guy was more of he wanted to commercialize it. Is that right? Or am I kind of off base there? Or maybe he was more willing to do whatever.
So with the success of the 90s movie is when their feud really started. They eventually did make up and they created the Last Ronin, but this is when their feud kind of like was really prominent because they argued saying Eastman sold out, but he wanted to keep Laird wanted to keep everything like grounded, more serious. That's why they did those practical suits for the turtles,
Hmm.
and so and that's why the first movie is so focused on their origins and the rivalry between Splinter's master and Shredder.
Yeah, and I think they're the things I love about this movie. First of all, like I think the practical suits, like obviously, if you're like looking at them a certain way, like maybe you don't have any attachment, like you can maybe look at them and be like they're a little janky. But when you're watching the movie, I feel like it's fully like I'm fully invested and like it feels like a real like it feels like a real character. It's almost the same thing as like the Planet of the Apes. Like yeah, they look silly, maybe out of context, but when you're watching a movie, you're not really thinking about that. But the other thing I really love about this movie specifically, first is like if you compare it to like modern day blockbusters, it feels so like everything now. I hate to just start it off just by like comparing it to other things, but it just I feel like it stood out to me, especially this time. Like it feels so different because nowadays like every enemy in like a big movie is like this citywide thing or even like worldwide or like universal enemy that's like overwhelming or it's like something that's like crazy. And this is it feels so much more realistic where it's like it's just a criminal organization. It is kind of like in the background. It's not like they have all this crazy power, but they like low key are it's like boots on the ground type of like danger to the city. Like
They're fighting teenagers.
right, yeah, it's like an everyday thing that you could it's silly because it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but like it is something you could comprehend as being like, okay, this could be feasible, I guess. Versus like
And
there's a light in the
especially
sky and it's gonna destroy the world. You know what I mean? Like which is
and
what everything goes
especially
now.
in the 90s when all the parents were all afraid of like, oh no, my kid's gonna join a gang or my kid's gonna join the drug trade.
Or play
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, low key, I mean all the scenes with like where they're playing the video games and stuff, like when you're a kid, you're like, oh damn, that's kinda awesome. But like there is something there about like how, less than great organization can like use kids like even just like use kids like desire for like fun and like silly stuff like that
Yeah.
nefariously if they don't have good intentions, but anyway, but
I was
like
gonna save this note for later, but I'll just put it out since you kind of covered it. That hangout spot for the foot would have trapped me as a teenager. I would have
yeah,
never.
me too. Absolutely.
100%.
It might trap me now.
Regular or mental.
Facts.
Another Sam Rockwell cameo movie, we second one we've had, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
But like but that's the thing I like most about this movie is that it feels like it feels grounded. You feel the aesthetic of like the 90s, the look, the practical sets, locations. Like it feels like you're in New York. And I think all that stuff does a lot more for the movie than people want to admit now. Like you get this shit like green screens and like the volume stuff where it's just like a TV screen, and some of that can work sometimes, but like when you watch this, it's a very simple movie in a lot of ways, and it doesn't try to do anything too crazy, but it works because of a lot of simple foundational things like the practical effects, practical sets, the character motivations, the chemistry between the characters, all that stuff is amazing, and that's why I think this movie like continues to be popular. Where other movies like even '89 Batman, I think it's beloved because it's Batman, but I don't know that it's the filmmaking side of it is as beloved as like something like this, where maybe that's controversial. I don't know, but that's how I feel about it.
No, I see what you're saying. Because also the one thing that still draws me in today, every time I watch this movie, is the choreography with the fight scenes. They got some of the greatest stunts in it to this day.
Yes, and they're edited so well around the suits that like any jankiness is kind of like completely removed. I
Yeah,
was thinking that as I was watching, I was like, wow, they really like thought about like how to film these, how to edit these, like how to shoot them from a certain angle. So like the action is still very cool, and like you don't see the limitations of the practical like suits. Even with Splinter at the end.
Yeah,
Now, was that like
I
an animatronic in the beginning? He's just like a little robot dude when he's like in the bed.
that's a good question. I actually don't know.
Hmm.
no, that was a practical suit for the whole movie, I think.
So like somebody was in that the whole time.
Yeah,
Hmm. Wow.
Mm, I don't know. Is it?
Googling.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm thinking about whose head could fit in that rat mask. But I guess they could. You never know. I would have to check on that. But yeah, but I just think like as far as the story, I think the part about this movie, like overall, I will say like I love this movie. It's such an important movie to me. But, you know, I'm not going to say it's like a perfect movie. There are things that are like, it doesn't always work. But the thing that works the most for me is the chemistry between the turtles, but then also like Splinter. His characterization in this movie is so great. And I think like a lot of the emotional moments, like it balances so well off of the turtles themselves because they're so silly and fun and all that, but like he adds a lot to the actual story to make it feel like there's emotional stakes a little bit. And I think the turtles do that as well, especially when
After
Raph gets like
um
injured or whatever after that
yeah,
first fight.
that and
That
after
starts to happen as well.
they see the Master Splinter Force Ghost.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want to get into this right away because I wanted to glaze it first. But low key, that is the fucking worst part of the movie. Like it's endearing, like the message, but like it
It's
doesn't
not.
change that it's a fucking force ghost. Like,
Yeah,
what are we doing?
But the scene right after that, where it's like dawn and the turtles are like, "All right, we're ready," and you get like the shot of all four. That's awesome.
Yeah, I agree. But to be honest, I don't have a problem with a single thing in this movie except for that. Probably that's probably
Uh,
the main issue I have.
Also,
Is that
Splinter was an animatronic for some of this movie, and he was designed by Jim Henson's Creature Shop, as I'm sure the turtles probably were too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were.
Shout out, man. I'm trying to not only consume more movies, but listen to movie podcasts. And the one recently uh, was about his the movie The Labyrinth. Not The Labyrinth. What's the one right before? The Dark Crystal. He was
Yeah.
talking all about Jim Henson and all this stuff. Didn't know he made the Muppets and Sesame Street, so always
Dude,
shout out.
you live under a
fuck
fucking
are you
rock.
talking
I watch
You
the
know-
things. I
how
don't
do
be like, who
know
made
do
these?
you live in the
You don't know
farmhouse?
he
with
did
the turtles?
fucking Sesame Street and the Muppets. Like,
But
you
wait,
are unbelievable sometimes.
Jimmy, what the? Your gaps of knowledge are astounding.
Well, it's just that I mean, I know
I
I've heard of,
fucking love that we do this, and this is all the record.
I've heard of
Wow.
Elmo, but I didn't think who made Elmo.
You fucking
What do you mean? Who made Elmo?
I know he did that, but that's what I'm saying.
dude?
Like, I
When
never
I was
thought
a
like,
fucking baby, I knew Jim Henson made the Muppets. Like, I don't understand.
Never ending story.
I never
He
saw
did
that.
the puppet for Yoda in the original trilogy
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
and
yeah,
the
that was
prequel
it.
trilogy and the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, You were saying?
Who?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
who
don't
are we talking to?
What is your everybody's favorite scene in the movie?
I'll go. I like in the very beginning when they're talking about the crime wave, and it's just that lady on her balcony, and her fucking
You picked
TV
the
gets
weirdest
stolen.
shit.
And she just
The
turns around and
weirdest
she's like, "What? What happened?" Or like the fucking the noise that truck driver makes when he sees that all of his stuff is gone. He just goes, "Ah!" That's it.
I have a few. I mean, I obviously me and Christian talk about the pizza one all the time.
Yes.
The Domino's driver and pizza guy's got 30 seconds and forgiveness is divine, all that. But my favorite scene's probably the introduction of Casey Jones, because I said it in the beginning. The line Raph says, I don't really know why, but like I have this fixation on that line. There's something about the delivery of it that it just has lived in my brain, and I think about it probably once a week for my entire life. I don't know if he's I don't know if he's implying that Casey Jones has stolen the spat, or if he's implying that Jose Canseco is like a bitch and that he shouldn't own Jose Canseco stuff. Probably the former, but I kind of like to think it's the second one.
No, it's because Jose Canseco sucked. that's
But
why.
yeah,
But
that's
that is-
so that's. I love the delivery of it though. It's like there's so many line deliveries. The voice actors for the four turtles are genuinely incredible.
I love that
and
they're
all
like
perfect.
surfers.
Pork rind?
Yeah.
Pork rind. Pork rind.
They're all perfect for their role too.
You guys eat pizza? Doesn't everybody?
Oh, you know what's something?
I also love that there's twice in this movie where Raph does what I would describe as a chud scream. Once when he finds that Splinter is gone, that is the first chud scream. And then the second chud scream, he's standing on a building or something and he yells Splinter. And it's just amazing. I love it. Such a great scream.
I think it really.
And I love when he screams. You get the old guy, and he's walking by, and he hears the scream from the grate, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
I just wanted to see It would have been a really good cameo if the Thing walked past them and they just bumped into each other. These two creatures hiding under trench coats.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's definitely an homage to Ben Grimm doing the same thing.
Yeah,
dope to see.
Brian,
but
what's your favorite scene in the movie?
So my all-time favorite scene is where Raph and Casey first meet. But one of my favorite segments in the whole movie is when they're crashing at April's house and she's just stressing out the entire time and they're just being straight up menaces.
Yeah,
and
I
then
love
they
that
hide.
in this
They
movie,
have to hide.
Like they're written so it's like, okay, they're not just like teenagers with attitude. They all have like undiagnosed ADHD. they're bouncing off the walls the entire movie. I would have to say my favorite scene is probably when they bring Rachel to their hideout, and like she wakes up and screams, and like Mikey screams back at her. I don't know why. It always makes
that
me
is
laugh.
a great one.
One of the scenes I like earnestly, like not like funny, is I forget when it happens. It might be after Raph, the Casey Jones thing. Raph comes back and Splinter like has a heart to heart with him, and it's very nice. It's like I was watching it and I was like, wow, this scene like was more emotional than anything in Disclosure Day. This was great. I really liked that.
Well, you have to get it right. You have to get it right that Splinter is a good dad.
Yeah. I think that, and I will say, like, I do think one of the flaws of this movie is not a huge deal to me. Like, it doesn't bother me, but I think that first hour is so tight and so great. And it does kind of drag, even though the scenes are still great on their own, it does drag after that. And I almost wonder if part of it is just like that he's kind of sidelined. But I think there is sort of a pacing thing here where it does kind of feel slower in the second half. I don't know if that's just me or
Yeah, I think like the right before like the actual like rising action,
yeah.
you get like a little bit of a lull. I don't think it's terrible, but it is
No,
there.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean it's very tolerable for me. But it is weird because there is like it's almost like the midway point of the movie. It's like I feel myself like exhausted after that first hour. But the first hour is so good, man. Like it feels like it just flies by and like everything is like dead on
It,
perfect.
it's just packed with jokes and action and like
Yeah.
and then you get like the the right before the climax. Like I said, it kind of gets a little slow. I would agree with that. There's one other thing I kind of noticed in this one that I don't think I noticed on any previous watch, which I thought was kind of crazy, is Donatello does not have a whole lot to do in this movie. Like, you get Leo's like burden of leadership and Mikey being goofy and Raph's angsty stuff, but Donatello doesn't have a whole lot of time in the script to be the smart one.
That's true. They kind of don't emphasize his like intellect
Nerdiness,
really at
yeah.
all. He's kind of just like another Mikey, maybe a little bit more mature. But yeah, definitely. I think the only thing that really stands out with him is the truck stuff with like Casey Jones where they're like repairing the truck. That's like the only scene he gets like by himself and he's highlighted.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he is
feel
kind of just an addition of Mikey.
Yeah, especially in this one and the sequel movie too. He's like that too.
Fuck,
But
I love
I feel like that happens in all Ninja Turtle media. Donatello always gets the shaft.
Yeah, I think they don't know what to do with him. I think that's true. They don't always know what to do with him, but in this case, like I do think generally they emphasize like his nerdiness or intellect or whatever a little bit more. And this one, it's basically non-existent, which is odd, but it kind of works for the movie for what it is. Like, I guess when you think about it, it's not really relevant to the situation they're in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, it doesn't really bother me, but yeah, I have noticed that before. And I guess it does kind of make him stand out a little bit less, but I would just say all the performances are really great, and like, I guess Corey Feldman voices Donatello, and he's really good as Donatello. So I think that helps keeping him from melting into Michelangelo a little bit more.
We haven't talked about Shredder at all.
I like Shredder in this. I think he's spooky and he has aura.
Yes.
But
again, same thing with the turtles. Like if you take him out of context, he looks goofy as hell. But like in this
I
movie,
think even in context, his outfit is pretty goofy. The helmet is cool. I even like the trash bag cape. But I think the outfit a little too goofy. I get they're trying to recreate his outfit like aesthetically from I guess the source material, but like it looks like he's Michael Jackson or something.
Dude, the dude's voice is like fucking perfect though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the actor is great, and I love what's his name? The sidekick, the bald guy. He's awesome as well. And I think like he's like a useful character for the plot because then it's not like Shredder has to be like Shredder can just be an aura like presence in the background and you don't have to overutilize him as much, which is a good thing because it makes him more menacing when he does show up.
You need a good henchman. You need a good number two.
And anytime they have a big fight, I do think it's funny. Like you look at this, they're fighting like hundreds of guys, and it's kind of funny like that these 4 or 5 guys are like able to beat these people up, these ninjas, quote unquote. But then you remember that they're all like children.
Not like train.
It's like, oh, I guess that makes sense. That they're beating the shit out of all these kids.
I actually really fuck with the like the foot design in this movie too, like the masks and everything.
Yeah, I do too.
Like the
it's one of
designs were so well thought out. Like you could tell, like they cared about this. They wanted this to be like a hit, but they wanted people to like this.
Yeah, and I do like I just like the whole idea that they're not like it's Shredder's not like Kingpin, you know. He's not like, it's not this citywide like, you know, threat, or it's more of like a they're small time criminals, but it's an organization, you know what I mean? So it just feels a little bit more it's a little easier to wrap your head around, you know? Like sometimes when you watch a movie, they get a little too they go a little too early on like, this is the end of the world type shit, and I just appreciate that this movie does not do that at all. Like, it's so the opposite. It's very much a personal character story about these four brothers and their dad. So, I mean, I think that's honestly why the movie, and it still lives on, you know. And I think versus some of the other movies that they've released with the Turtles, that is why people love this one so much. And like something like the 2007 movie is a little bit, for all its strengths, it's not remembered as fondly, because they do that generic thing where it's like the end of the world and here's this guy and whatever. So yeah.
Who is everyone's favorite turtle? Let's start with Jimmy.
I like Mikey the best because of he has the best voice. I like that, whatever that. Who did his voice?
I don't know.
I don't know who voiced Mikey.
That freaking California surfer bro. Just
They're all good though.
whatever that was. It's scratch and itch. That, and I like
Robert-
the goofy
Robert
dude with
Wrist.
the nunchucks.
Robbie Wrist.
That, and then the scene with them when they were fighting the Foot Clan and they just sit there doing the fucking nunchucking back and forth.
Oh yeah, that's one of the like highlight moments, I would say. I have said all of them at one point, but I think the truth is the one I was drawn to as a kid initially, is Raph, and he probably is still my favorite. I just think a lot of the time, if I'm going to analyze it, I think he has the most complex stories given to him. And I think that's always what has connected with me. Versus, like, I appreciate all the others, but like Michelangelo, it's always like kind of jokey. Donatello is sidelined. I've always felt bad for him, and I always kind of liked him, but he doesn't really ever have much to do. And then Leo is Leo, but I do find with Leo, I get the same thing with like Cyclops and X-Men, where people kind of just like shit on him for no reason, and it's just kind of like, chill, dude. Like, I feel like you guys don't understand the character, man.
Half the people who write Cyclops don't understand the character, so
That's true. But I do feel like he gets
Leo.
Yeah, I feel like he does get unfairly characterized as like a square when he is a square a little bit, but like there's more to him than that. How about you guys?
I think as a kid, I agree that it was probably Raph. Probably, I like, if I had to analyze it, probably because I like red, but and he's definitely like cool. But I think it's definitely Mikey. I think Mikey would be my favorite. And especially in these movies, there's like one I always think of in Secret of the Ooze, that there's a joke that just takes me out every fucking time, and it's not even that funny, but like it's just so well delivered.
Yeah.
When they're introducing him to the kid from Secret of the Ooze when he meets all the turtles, and Splinter's like, Michelangelo, Donatello, Leonardo and Raphael. And Mikey just goes, all the good ones end in O. It just gets me every time. It's so stupid.
I know we're not talking about that movie, but the kid in that is definitely is awesome in Secret
Yes.
of the Ooze.
We gotta watch
He
that at some point.
sorely missed in this one.
Yeah.
Although I do like the kid in this one, it's a different kind of character, you know. But how about you, Brian? Who's your favorite?
As a kid, I was always torn between Leo and Mikey, and it was always because, like, you know, Leo had the katanas and he was the leader, but Mikey was always more fun.
Yeah.
But like honestly, it goes back and forth. But Leo's one of my favorite fictional characters of all time.
And I do feel like this movie does a good job of making, like, usually the worst part of these movies are the humans, and this movie is distinctly not that way. And so the sequel, I would say the same, but especially this one because I feel there's more of them. Like April, Casey Jones, the even her April's boss, his son. I think even like the police chief, like all these characters feel like there's a lot to them, and they feel the performances are great, and it's just like it feels like a well-developed world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Versus like a lot of the time with the Turtles, it's like whenever you see the humans on screen, it's like, all right, when are the Turtles coming back type thing. Versus this one, I think they add a really important element to the movie, which is especially April, because she is an outside party observing them, like, and she kind of like, especially at the farmhouse, like she's kind of like able to verbalize ideas of like how they're feeling that like it might be hard for them to display in the suits without that voiceover. And even though I do think they do a relatively good job visually of showing a lot of those things, but I just think they're really important, and they do a good job with that in this one specifically.
Yeah, it's whenever like a new Ninja Turtle movie comes out, whether it be animated or like, you know, like traditionally animated or like computer or what have you, I feel like this created like the baseline for all of those. Like this is the standard, in my opinion. This and the sequel are the standards of Ninja Turtle movies.
I will say, so the sequel, between this and the sequel, I know, Jim, you probably haven't seen the sequel.
Nope.
So for Brian and Christian, which one do you like better?
The sequel. I like Secret of the Ooze better.
How about you, Brian?
As a kid, I always felt I liked Secret of the Ooze better. Because it's one of the few movies that I've watched where it was like, oh, the sequel is actually good.
Mm-hmm. So I've always felt like the Secret of the Ooze might have like higher highs, and like I said, the kid is like good, and especially that it has that opening scene and opening sequence, and like all the opening stuff is all incredible, a lot like this movie. But I do think it is, as a movie, I think it's a little bit worse. Like I think the plot in that one is significantly worse than this one. Even though it's like fun and like silly, I still enjoy it. But I think this one, I like that this one's so grounded. And basically, this one is very simple. And I do like that.
I agree with everything you just said, but my answer doesn't change. I like Secret
yeah,
of the
no,
Ooze.
yeah.
You are right, though. Like, I won't deny it. I just like ooze. I'm a big fan
I also
of
think, like,
green
this
chippy
one,
things.
like, looking at it like a fan, like, if you like the comics, like the original comics grounded, I mean, I know this is not that, but you'd probably be more prone to like this versus, like, I think a big part of the Turtles has become, like, more the science fiction side of things. And that is distinctly missing from this movie, and I think that's incorporated way more in the second one. So I think that's probably part of it as well. Like, it just depends on your preference. But
the only like thing that bothers me horribly about the second one is that we get knockoff Bebop and Rocksteady instead of Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hurt piece for it.
Jimmy, you haven't seen Secret of the Ooze?
Nope.
Oh, we'll have to do that one.
Besides the cartoon, and then like the occasional TMNT beat 'em up that I've made everybody play when they would drop on Xbox. This is the only Turtles. This is the first Turtles movie I've ever seen.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel
That's-
like you pick like any like, well, like particularly boys probably. Like you pick any like boy in the country, be like, "Do you like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?" They're probably gonna be like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's part of like the four categories of boy growing up. It's Batman, Spider-Man, Ninja Turtles, and football.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely other stuff, but I would say, yeah, I think that's like a good four.
I just remember the only time this like I'm so old now that when I had a TV, I would tune in. I would come home from school, and then when they made the switch from whatever to whatever, like when they made cable not free anymore, or whatever, that's when I was like, oh damn, now I can't watch the Ninja Turtles. Just remember being very upset about that. Anywho, do you guys know what I'm talking
Damn,
about?
yeah, that
Okay.
was. I remember that day vividly.
I remember watching that broadcast live as that big fat dude flipped that switch. Kingpin ruined our lives. Yeah. Do we want to rate? Are we is there any other comments we'd like to make?
No, I'm ready to rate. I think there's only so much you can say about the Ninja Turtles that
There's
hasn't been
only
said.
so much glazing we could do. I actually have nowhere to put this. Like in terms of this isn't about the movie, but in terms of like I was recently thinking about like I've been reading a lot, so I've been thinking about writing and like what makes like really good writing or what makes really good characters. And just one of the first things that popped into my head when it came to like really good writing was just the character designs of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like everybody kind of has their more about just like the way that their personalities blend together with their weapons, you know, and how they basically like complement each other, and that was a really good. I remember really like pondering that, and I was like, wow, this is really. I like this. Like you know, the big angry guy gets like the defensive weapon. The super smart guy only gets like a stick. The fucking goofy guy gets the nunchucks, which are like the hardest to learn, and the leader gets the
Require the most
fucking
attention.
huh?
Like the nunchucks require the most attention.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
focus to
Mikey
not like
has the
whack
least.
yourself.
I
And
think
then
I've heard that somewhere before. That's
Leonardo
that's a
gets
really
like
good
the
point.
thing of the sword, and the sword is like the lethal weapon. So you have to like really, when you're in a fight, you have to really think about whether or not you're gonna fucking kill this guy or not, like what that means, and pondering and leadership and all the things that they talk about, and they explore more in like the comics and the shows and the movies and all that. But I just wanted to highlight that, you know, I want to keep glazing these turts.
Are we all Ninja Turtles over Power Rangers?
No,
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
I still think two of the greatest crossovers was
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
the Ninja Turtles, the Next Generation, and SPD, and then they have the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles comic. That is some of the
Brian, don't evade the
Yeah.
question.
No, I'm Ninja Turtles first, then Power Rangers.
All right, good. So 3 against 1. All right, we're just curious where we lie.
Is another random thing. Is Critters a real movie, or is that just like
Yes.
a
Yes. Critters
that
2
like-
is like remarkably famous for being terrible.
oh no?
It's so bad.
It's
Is there
really
any
bad.
reason why they picked Critters? Like, was it somebody else's, like one of those guys' like previous works, or it just happened to be?
You know, I was thinking that. I don't know. I was thinking about looking that up. I have no idea.
I have a feeling it probably just happened to be what was up when they were shooting it, but I could be wrong about that.
Mm.
I do have a couple other things I wanted to cover. we didn't really talk about the ending at all. I do love how Splinter obviously doesn't want to kill Shredder. Shredder basically causes his own demise by trying to kill Splinter, and Splinter defends himself. But I fucking love that Casey Jones sees him falling into the trash truck or whatever, and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna murder this guy. Let me kill this man.
Oops.
I'm gonna do attempted murder real quick." Unironically, I love that. I think it's awesome, and I think it fits his character. I feel like he would do that. The other thing I like is I think it can be overlooked, but especially when they get to the farmhouse, like Casey Jones and April have just met. So like to try and do like a sexual tension or like love or romance angle there is really tough, and most movies fail at that. I think this movie does a pretty good job of like making it believable, and it's basically that they hate each other so much that they want to fuck a little bit. So I think it works.
I like that he gives the turtles a thumbs up when he's making out with her at the end.
The last thing I think is that I love the music in this movie.
Yes, dude.
Just in general, but for something about the music in that scene with Raph and Casey Jones, it's so silly and it's so like, I don't know. You don't really hear that kind of music that like, I don't know. It's usually in like reserved for very, very over the top, like silly comedies or something. Something about it just fits so perfectly. It sets a perfect tone throughout the whole movie. So I think it's really well done. And yeah, I mean, that's basically it. I don't really have anything else.
Nah, this is like the last dying breath of the 80s. It's fucking amazing. This is like just like right before Nirvana released Bleach, like grunge hasn't been invented yet. Everything's still goofy.
This is amazing PR for Domino's as well, I have to say.
Wasn't there a thing with that where it's like they couldn't like it was Domino's in the movie, but the promotions outside, like they actually didn't secure Domino's and they went with like Pizza Hut or Papa John's or something. I don't know. There's so much YouTube media around Ninja Turtles. So, like I'm sure it's something like that. But
well, as we're going to get into the ratings of the movie now, we do a 1 to 5 star system. You can use a half star and a half star, increments as well. And because you are our guest, Brian, I think you should get first crack. What do you think?
A lot of it is nostalgia, but I'll definitely give it a 4.5.
Solid.
There you go. Setting the tone. I'm going to give it a 3.5. I think it's a very fun. It's a very good movie.
I hate you. I want to kill you.
Insane.
I might murder you after this.
I will not back down.
So you gave The Room 2.5, and you think this is only 1 star better than The Room?
It was fun. I will not back down. It was fun. I liked it. It was quirky. There was just something about it. Like we said, it was just small time stuff. It wasn't too. There's something about a villain who steals VCRs. There's just something about that where it's like a simple. We need those objects again. There's nothing like it's like a VCR was like kind of expensive, so you had to steal a lot if you really wanted to make some money with it. But it's just I don't know. We need things. We need more things to steal again.
True. It makes better villains.
Yeah,
very true.
There's just something about a dude that's like, oh no, my VCR, my DVD player, you bastard. But it's not like the end of the world. It's not like you steal somebody's car and it's like my actual like my month is ruined. It's like, oh, this is a mild inconvenience. But it makes it really fun. The fight scenes were cool. The characters are all quirked up and super fun. I just like the way that rat just moves.
That rat.
that rat just
Don't
moves.
you fucking ever disrespect Master Splinter like that again, you fuck.
What is what does April say? Well, oh, there's so many references to things that I haven't seen. What are like did you guys get all those references? They were doing like the movie quotes, they were doing they were referencing like I forget what else.
To be honest, it's probably because I saw that like at such a young age. I think any quotes I just associate with this movie, even if I've seen the movie after. Like I don't even think about it anymore.
Like
I can't even
Casablanca.
think of one. I think I'm thinking. I was gonna say I think there's a Casablanca one. I don't remember if it's this or the next one though.
But yeah, it's fun.
I guess it was this
has
one.
Charm. That's all. 3.5.
Rob, what about you?
I'll give it 4.
I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
Listen, I'm gonna stand by this because that half star means a lot. 3.5 to 4, it's like is huge gap. Okay. I love this movie. Like if I had a desert island type list of movies I would bring, this is probably on it. But at the same time, it's like there are things about it that don't really work, and I kind of am just like, well, throw my hands up, I don't care, but it's not like I don't see that, you know what I mean? So it's hard for me to give it anything more than a 4, but I do think I think underappreciating this movie is a curse that I don't want to live with, and I think that if you are a hater of this movie, because they are out there, you should try being happy for once in your life. Let's try that.
I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm gonna give it a 4. It's a pretty good Ninja Turtle movie, as well as just a good kids movie in general. I agree, there are boring parts of it, like Rob said. But yeah, I think a 4 is where this movie lies. It's a great fucking movie.
Good. These are our ratings. Judge us how you will. Make sure to send those comments in and tell us why we're right and or wrong. Mostly.
Now, which turtles are we? I think Jimmy's freaking Leonardo, because he's a fucking dork.
It's his pot. He might as well be.
I am a leader, and that is the price of leadership.
Damn, you gotta do Leo like that. You don't gotta do Leo dirty.
I steer the ship where it needs
Now
to be.
me and Rob have to battle it out. Who's Mikey and who's Raph?
You're obviously Mikey. I don't think that's
Such a compliment. I'll fucking take it. You know what? Yeah, fine. Yeah, you can have Raph.
No, listen. I love Raph, but I think Brian could be Raph. I think I could be Donatello, low key. But what do you think, Brian? Who do you feel you are?
I mean, I can see you as Raph more than me.
Okay, I'll take Raph. You can be Donatello, and now we've decided.
I do.
They're locked in.
I do take on the role of Donnie.
Okay, they're locked in. We're not changing them. This is it. This is it for the rest of your life.
Okay. I remember one time we were doing it was like some type of board game trivia game, and one of the questions came up was like, would you kill somebody? And everybody said no except for Robbie. So I think that's what secures the raffle for him.
All right, hold on. You can't just throw that out there and not give any context.
Because all the context.
I don't even remember the context. What was the context? Was it like someone under any circumstances?
Yeah, it was like I believe just like the question. The question was just like,
would you murder?
Yeah,
yes.
Is it like, are you? What was the question? It was something about like. It might have been like a yes/no thing. Like you picked your answer.
To defend myself here, what if I'm in danger?
I don't think that. I forget what the question was. I think it was one of them questions.
What if Hitler is standing right in front of me?
Like if it, I forget.
And I'm in 1930. When did that's 37 or some shit? You know. That's my defense, and I'm standing by
Yeah,
it.
like he just submitted his art school application, and you read it, and you just pop him right then and
He
there.
just got rejected from art school.
Now you're the
To
one
be
that
honest,
does it.
if I were asked that question today, my answer
would be
so
what?
I have changed as a person. I've grown, but I think that's further proof that I would make a good Raphael, because that is what he does.
Mm. Mm.
I do, if we can, I want to talk a little bit about like some of the other ones. Like, have you guys ever seen the 2007 movie?
Yes,
Of course.
I loved that movie when it first came out, especially when they're like, "Oh, this is the fourth movie in the '90s trilogy," especially
Mhm.
after how bad Turtles in Time was.
I didn't even see that one, but oh, that was the show, wasn't it?
No, that was where they're in the samurai, where they go back in time.
Oh yeah, you know what? I never.
And they,
So that one obviously is a step down from the other two, but I never
oh,
hated that one. I thought it was okay. You know.
as a kid, I loved it, and then when I rewatched it when I was older, I went, "Oh wow, this is why my cousin made fun of me for liking this movie. This movie sucks."
Yeah, I haven't really watched it since the 2007 one though. I felt the same exact way. Absolutely loved it when it first came out, and as I got older and revisited it, it is pretty awful in a lot of ways. I mean, there are things I really like about it, but it's very uneven, and I think it was a really terrible precursor to a lot of the plots we get in some of the like superhero slop we get now. Like it's very very reminiscent in a lot of ways to some things that would come later. So
Because
yeah,
there are
I have a very
things
conflicted feeling about it.
because there are things that the 2007 movie that just do well for Ninja Turtles. Like that has one of the best Leo versus Raph fights ever. Even
Mhm.
though at that time when that movie came out, that was so overdone because I think in the 2003 series there was a Leo versus Raph fight every single season. So like by the
Yeah.
time that movie came out, oh, Leo is Splinter's favorite. No, Raph is. So we got to fight it out. Like that was so overdone. But the way that James Arnold Taylor and Nolan North just play them is just makes one of the
Just such a
best.
fucking good job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was such a good Raphael. But that also I do love that Raphael became that like Batman wannabe. That was such a fun twist.
Yeah. Was that before they did anything with the Ronin stuff?
Yeah, because the last Ronin that is relatively recent
Yeah. I wonder if that like was almost like them um what's the
because
word? Like freestyling in a way that would like eventually become that. You know what I mean?
yeah, because there are definitely things that the last Ronin does, like especially with mastering all four weapons and using different weapons throughout the comic. That definitely started with Raphael being Night Watcher.
Hmm. And as far as the 2003 show, I used to love that show. But when you're talking about it, like how they would do those fights all the time, it did always feel like it felt like such a rich, developed world, and like the aesthetic was great and all that. But like it always felt like it was constrained by the idea that it is a network television kids show. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, and it's a shame that it
they
feels like we
rely.
haven't gotten something on that level that's uh, a little bit more ambitious, I guess. Although I did love the stuff, the arc in that show where they go to space and there's the
Oh my
Triceratops
god.
aliens and shit. Amazing,
Fuck yeah.
amazing
Yeah.
That
cinema.
show was amazing.
Yeah,
I
love it.
also love the Lost season where they learn that ninja magic and they get the different weapons. Like Michelangelo gets the 3-section bow staff. Raph gets, I forget what he gets, but where they all like learn that magic, that was a ton of fun with the Ninja Tribunal.
Did you and you guys ever watch the sequel series where they're like in the future or whatever?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
Fast
pulled a
Forward was great.
they pulled a
Ass or
Batman
good?
Beyond.
Good. You guys like it?
I
Um,
I liked it when it was first coming out, but when I rewatch it, when I rewatched the 2003 series, it definitely like it could have been better.
it
Like
doesn't
there
hold up
are
the
Yeah,
same.
I never liked it because I always felt like every time I watched it, I was like, I just wish this was the regular show. You know what I mean?
Like I would tune in on Saturday mornings just the same, but like I don't
Yeah,
think I would like go back and watch it.
yeah.
They pulled
Um,
a Spider-Man Unlimited.
so Jim, did you grow up with any like Ninja Turtle stuff or no?
Not really. I mean, I had the show, in like the mid.
How much of the show did you
90s.
watch? Did you like kind of tune in every Saturday?
I would mostly be watching reruns, so that would be when I came home from school, whatever those reruns were. It was that, and then it would be what's its what Osmosis Jones when they made a show about that. I watched like every
oh my
episode of
god, I
that.
forgot
I
about
watched
it.
that show
Yeah,
too. That's
Yeah,
that's a blast
yeah,
from the
that
past.
block of Cartoon Network or whatever that was. I had that shit on
Forgot.
lock. It was either
there
that
were a
or
lot of kids movies that had like TV shows. Like even like the Disney movies had TV shows. I don't even know if you can find all of those on Disney Plus still.
no, they
Like the
wouldn't.
No.
Aladdin TV show,
I watched
Or
Yeah,
that.
Emperor's New School.
Emperor's New
yeah.
Yeah,
School, the Hercules TV show was actually kind of goated.
yeah.
That was so good.
Little Mermaid even had one, I think.
Yeah,
I didn't see that one.
that focused more on Ariel's other sisters.
Yeah. Dude, there was the Aladdin Hercules crossover, but like a lot of kids like media like got TV shows at one point.
Back at the barnyard,
Yep,
shit like that.
Low
Jimmy
key,
Yeah.
Neutron.
I like the
Oh
show.
yeah, Jimmy Neutron was. I guess is one of them.
Yeah,
Jimmy Neutron's probably the best one.
yeah, such a
Yeah.
goated show.
I remember
Yeah.
when
It's a
that shit
shame. I
was
wish they would do the
premiering.
inverse, and I could get like a Samurai Jack movie. But
They did
Yeah.
no.
no, they
I'm
did
not
like a
sure.
new season.
Technically,
Yeah.
the 3-part season series finale, you can watch it as a movie.
As a movie.
Mm.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. I want production value.
Yeah,
Oh
with that
yeah,
extended
just
budget. Hmm. So yeah, this has been Turt Talk, your favorite Ninja Turtles podcast. No,
We have a spin, right?
well,
Yeah, we have one spin.
do we do spin or do we go rogue with the staff pick? I don't care either way.
Well, the
Well,
staff picks
we're gonna
are
do a staff pick
scheduled.
anyway, but we
Yeah.
need a spin
Okay.
regardless. Anytime we do a spin movie, we
We
get
spin
a
after.
spin.
It has
Yeah.
to spin.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. I get it. Yeah. Yes. So while I do all that wacky fun jam, this is a great time to support the podcast by following the link tree and doing all of the social media things. If not, I will dress up as one of the Ninja Turtles and find you, tickle you.
Jimmy, can I take over the segue this time? Is that okay with you?
Absolutely.
It's only been 2 days since we recorded our last episode, so I think we can skip what media we've seen and let's just talk about media we like
No.
as kids. Oh, you have something?
No.
You have something?
Well, this is perfect. This goes hand in hand. We're kind of on the same wavelength.
All right.
I watched Ratatouille the other day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, perfect. This
Oh,
is exactly where I wanted to go with
tough.
this.
That is, dude. That movie is not only amazing. It's so much better. Like I was afraid I would watch it and I'd be like, it's still okay, but it's like it's a kids movie. No, that movie is so much better than I ever could have imagined. Like it would have still been. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's awesome. Like
that's why
genuinely
Pixar
awesome.
won't. That's why
Is that-
Pixar
yeah.
won't give it a sequel.
Is that your favorite Pixar movie?
It's up there. It's probably not, but it's just shy.
That's,
I think
yeah.
there's a lot to admire about it because it's not like it's not the generic like kids movie where I don't know, it's just different. The fact that it's about cooking and it's like it's about art as well, like and that cooking is an art, and it's like basically teaching kids like to take pride in what you do, and your cooking and like all that stuff, and it's just like I like all that stuff. I think the music is great.
Yes.
Everything about it is just awesome.
Patton
But
Oswalt does a great job.
what are some other things you guys liked?
Ooh. Well, you got
Watching.
me on Pixar now, so I love Wall-E.
Yeah, same. That's probably my favorite.
Toy Story 2 is a good Pixar movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
yeah.
why specifically 2, but that's probably my favorite of them.
No, I always preferred 2 as well, even though 1 is like
Goated.
just as good. Yeah, just as good.
Yeah.
Incredibles is amazing as well.
Yeah, Incredibles 2, while not as good, is fucking great.
No, we can have an argument right now. That
You-
movie
you
sucks.
think- No, really, wow.
Yeah,
Well, we can take that offline because that'll probably
Yeah.
take up a lot of time.
we should do
But
a
I
pile
think
on
it's
it.
good.
Yeah.
The first one definitely has a more cohesive look to it and like themes to it. And what I really appreciate about the first one is as much as it's a superhero movie, it's also kind of a James Bond movie.
Yeah,
The second one kind of doesn't have that, and it gets a little complicated. So I can see that why you
The
would think
second
that.
one, I feel like it just falls into the modern day superhero movie.
it's slop.
Yeah,
Let's just
that we
call it what
I-
it is.
I don't think it's slop. I think it's good, but I wouldn't put
I
it
respect
anywhere
that.
near the first one.
Yeah,
No.
I respect that. I mean, I haven't seen it since the theater, but I remember watching it in the theater and being like, "This is slop." This to me, it felt like slop, and I
It's
felt like a
definitely
lot
one of the
but
weaker
anyway,
Pixar movies. Like I'll put
Yeah.
it that way. But even their weak movies are usually good efforts.
it's better than Finding Dory. That movie genuinely,
Oh my
no,
god,
I
I
don't like
forgot
that
that
movie.
was a
genuinely
thing.
stinks. Finding Nemo, awesome.
You know what was
Getting off of Pixar though.
a sleeper
Go
Pixar
ahead, Brian.
movie for me that I thoroughly enjoy and might be one of my favorites is Onward.
I haven't seen
You
that
would
one.
like that movie. That makes a lot of sense actually, and that's a compliment, not derogatory.
You would like that,
There you
Brian.
go. That makes a lot of sense for Brian.
I
Yeah,
like Cars.
I have not seen that one. Oh my god,
And
Jimmy in
Spirit
here
Soul.
with the caveman
Cars-
takes.
Cars 1 is great.
Cars 1
Yeah,
is really
I'm
good.
kidding. Cars is see, I don't love Cars, but I like it. Like it's fine. I enjoy it. I think it's fun.
They drive backwards.
Uh, off of Pixar, one movie I do think is underrated, still Disney, is Oliver and Company.
Yeah, it's
Very
great.
underrated movie in my
Great
opinion.
movie. Great.
I feel like a lot of people in our generation don't talk about that movie, nor do they talk about a lot of good Don Bluth movies.
Yeah,
No.
Like Land Before Time, I think is a Don Bluth one, the first one. I love that fucking
Yeah.
movie.
I grew up watching that. I haven't seen it since, though. I've been meaning to watch it again.
More 80s stuff. Obviously, like you guys know me, I'm a big fan of The Princess Bride. Probably one of my favorite movies ever.
Same. Love that
And
movie.
I think I mentioned it, Brian. You might be the only one with me here because I think Rob said he hadn't seen it. Is The Never Ending Story? Fucking love that
Oh
Yeah, I
movie.
my
haven't seen that
God.
one.
Love that
Like
movie.
so like just what 80s like 80s movies that put like great care and attention to making movies that kids would like. Fucking awesome.
I got one. You guys watch Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And I watched Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. That one's a good one too. You know?
That is a great one.
That's great. Walking
those
down
don't have it-
Vegas, the giant
Those don't have it
baby.
the same space in my brain as like Flubber.
Oh, Flubber.
Which I probably haven't seen in like 15 years or more, but like it's in the same spot in my head. Another good Rick Moranis movie, which I saw as a kid, which is definitely not like exactly a kid's movie, but Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, I've never
Great.
seen that.
Oh, dude, we gotta add that to the list if it's not already on there.
We could probably go on all day.
Yeah,
But
are we
Jimmy,
ready
if
for the
you're
wheel?
ready,
a really good movie I've seen again recently is Click. I really
Yeah.
like Click.
oh my god. Oh my
Anyway,
god.
as
You like
we are-
Click more than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Huh?
He probably does.
Do you like Click more than this movie?
Yeah, Click is my favorite movie.
I think I want to fight you right now.
I
I'm gonna
don't know
beat
if
you
he's
up.
serious or not,
Change your
but
mind.
Robbie, I'll hold him down. You just beat his ass.
yeah.
Anywho, the wheel is in front of us. It is spinning. For those of you that are new, we picked this wheel. We have a bunch of movies in this wheel, and we have to watch whatever the wheel picks. Sometimes it's a good movie, like Glory or Elysium, and sometimes it's a really bad
Ew.
movie. I know.
Like
Sometimes you get
Elysium.
no, you get a bad movie,
Or not cool.
like Not Cool, or
Yeah, that's
Jack
true.
the Bear.
Listen, Jack the
The
Bear
lost
misunderstood
episode.
in its time.
The lost episode.
Misunderstood.
So, without further ado,
See, what are we getting?
Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da,
The
I can't see
Velvet
it. Are they
Underground.
All right.
Is that the movie?
Yeah, I think it's a movie.
What the fuck is that? I've never
Is
heard
that-
of that.
See, the
Is that like a
problem is
documentary?
that when I had to start plugging these in, I started using like abbreviated names. So I think this is what it's called. Velvet.
Oh, the Todd Haynes, is that it?
the documentary.
Okay.
Oh, on the band?
Yeah, it's a documentary on the band.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, a band that I don't think any of us are like particularly well versed in, so it should be kind of funny.
I know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I know
we all know-
some of their
You
music.
know Velvet Underground songs.
I don't
Lou
know
Reed's
them well
awesome,
though. Yeah,
but,
yeah.
like,
Oh my God, you guys don't know Velvet Underground?
how
Fake
always say,
fans. Fake fans.
My coworker is a big fan of this one podcast that discusses like punk music, and so like this is like a pretty. I forget. Is this is like pretty deep into it, right? Like is it like
Yes,
very early?
this is very deep, very 70s punk.
Yeah. So I did my time with Lou Reed. Anywho, this will be the next movie that we see. I don't know what schedule has. I've been meaning to change up the release schedule. So by the time this comes out, I believe the Backrooms and Obsession should be out. I believe. What was the
Definitely.
What was the one before that I changed it anyway?
So it'll probably be like Obsessions in Backroom. We did Need for Speed, not cool.
Yeah, it was not cool.
Maybe your staff pick. It depends when you want to do that, and then probably this, and then the next movie, and then Velvet Underground.
There you go. Well, either way, I hope you guys watch all of the podcasts that we put out and more. Check out some of the other ones like the Yap and browse some of our old thoughts about pro wrestling. Maybe Brian drops an OnlyFans, and you guys can tap into that.
Brian will definitely be back for more. Hopefully, we do like a Spider-Man one or something.
he'll be back for more comic book.
More comic book stuff. Yeah.
You are now officially our comic book expert because we're a legit pod over here.
So
Very
true.
well.
I think the three of us plus Jimmy talking about comics would be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
unless
God.
it's like
Yeah, this is so much fun.
unless it's like random Batman runs, that's the only way I can contribute about anything comics. But anywho, last comment, anybody?
Never pay full price for late pizza.
Fuck.